Hello, sports fans. This is Chris from the West Coast Sports Junkies, inviting you to join us as we talk sports. West Coast style. Get a local British Columbian perspective on the world of sports and beyond. Don't forget to subscribe to our show on podcasting platforms such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at West Coast Sport 9. Reach out to us by email at westcoastsportsjunkies@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram at west_coast_sports_junkies. If you have any suggestions, questions, or just want to get into it with us, Ty, Mike, and myself are always here to interact. Our slogan always is, sit back, crack a beer, and enjoy. Join us weekly for new episodes. Let's get into it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 52. It is 52 weeks of the West Coast Sports Junkies podcast, 52 episodes. We are excited. We got a lot to talk about. Masters Week. Tiger is back. We got UFC 273. I know, Ty, you're already wearing. It looks like you're ready for the Sunday Championship. You got your Tiger hat. You're wearing red. Mike, you're wearing red. I just happened.
We're all wearing red for Tiger, baby.
This wasn't planned either, but great minds think alike.
Right? Clearly not, since I'm wearing my TB12 Tom Brady, but it's still red, so red is red.
Yeah, you got lucky with that one. We'll take it.
Oh boy. So guys, I know you guys have been jumping up and down for joy all day. But before we get into that, what do you have in your glasses? What are you having to drink? It's a time for a celebration. I know the last time that we were really getting into a few weeks ago, it's a little bit of a downtime. I know you don't want to talk about Russ anymore. He ain't cooking. But something to be excited about. Tiger's back. But what are you guys drinking first? Mike, what do you got?
Tonight I'm going to go with the Bamboo Rum Company. It's their cream rum. It's actually pretty tasty. It kind of tastes like eggnog. But my wife picked this bottle up for me. So cheers to you, boys.
Oh, did she look for that apple, whatever, Bulldog, Red Bull, whatever Govik was talking about the other day?
No, she was not. That was from a distillery in Kelowna.
Okay.
You gotta listen to Govik when he speaks.
It's his Wi-Fi and connection. That's probably why clearly he's not able to make it today.
Speaking of that, where the hell is he?
He's probably, I guess he's on the road, right? He said
he's scared to come on because he knows he's got to do a bunch of shots on the.
He's got to do a bunch of shots too. Oh, poor muchacho. He's going to be waiting another week. But Ty,
so what's the penalty for Govik's missed episode? Then we got to add at least 2 shots, right?
At least.
So he was at 9. He was at 9, right? So we'll put him up to 11. Yeah.
In one episode.
Well, he's got to do them. I don't know how he's going to do it, but
we're going to have to get his wife to bring a puke bucket beside his chair.
Well, tonight, because, like you said, it's a celebration. It's one of the best weeks of the year. It's Masters Week. I actually just brought a bottle of tequila out to get into it, So we're going to sip on a little tequila and a little Stella. Obviously.
That boy is serious over there, man.
Oh, boy.
Holy.
Ty,
you drink too much of that, you're going to miss the whole Masters.
I thought it doesn't start till Thursday. You got a little bit of time.
Oh, man. I know.
This has been a crazy Masters Week. Probably the craziest one I've ever been a part of, I think.
And guess what happened? That I said what happened.
Oh, buddy.
Tiger is back.
He's playing.
Unbelievable, man.
He's playing. I'm so happy. I got an April Fool's. I don't know if this happened to you guys, but they got me too. They sent me an article saying Tiger Woods is officially declared to be on the playing at the Masters. And I clicked it and I was like, holy crap. I was like in bed and I jumped out of bed. I'm like, no way. Yeah. And it was like this big black dude naked. And I was like, you dirty sons of bitches. But yeah,
dude,
man.
If the news didn't come from me, you probably shouldn't have even opened it,
Yeah.
Mike, I think it was Dolly that sent that to you, didn't she?
It might have
Maybe
been.
she's-
Yeah. It might have been.
Well, Ty,
anyways,
every week, I'm just gonna, before we get in here, hello, I'm drinking too, guys.
Oh, what do you got?
Didn't you tell us what you drank already? Oh man, it must be the tequila. Go ahead. Sorry.
We just want to start talking Tiger, Dad. Hurry the hell up.
He's so excited. You know what? I'm having rum. Although, trying to be opposite to my buddy Ty. Every time he's on beer, I'm on hard bar. He's on hard bar, I'm on beer. So we are drinking some whiskey tonight because it is a celebration. Some famous grouse. But you know what? Before we get
it's warm because I can see he doesn't have an ice.
I don't do ice.
No.
I don't do ice.
God.
So go on, you guys. You were speechless. You're speechless now. You're just on fire before. So let's hear it. Ty.
Well, where do you want to begin?
You derailed our train of thought with your famous gross there. But
we get the news that Tiger's at Augusta and he's practicing, and we talked about this last week because it was last week that he was there doing practice rounds and wanted to see how he felt. And everyone is on their freaking, their heels, being like, how's he doing? And the Golf Channel's following him every single move. And like you see the crowds around him just on his practice rounds.
That's some of the craziest crowds, like Justin Thomas and a few other pros were talking about it. That's the biggest crowds they've seen.
Wait until Thursday.
They were bigger, they said, for a lot of those the practice sessions there than his comeback win in 2019 or whatever. Like that's how big this is. The anticipation is crazy. No one thought, well, I thought it would happen. A lot of people didn't think it would happen, but Tiger's worked his ass off.
Wanted to.
No, of course. He didn't make it happen. But he worked his ass off. He talked about it a little bit at his press conference. He was thanking a lot of people that helped him along the way, and it's still going to be a grind. I can't believe he's playing. It's one of the toughest walks on tour, on the PGA Tour, obviously. 6 miles, very hilly, and not just the walking part. Like, think of all the odd stances for a lot of the shots around Augusta, right? Like side hill, like off balance. With his major injury that he's coming back from, it's going to be a tall task for him to, be able to pull it off and play all 4 rounds.
You know what? Who gives a shit? He's playing. He announced it. And if Tiger Woods says he's playing in a tournament, he believes he can win that tournament. So that tells me he's going to come out there and he's going to be playing the best golf he's ever played in his life. He felt good. He looked good. He was hitting drives. Unbelievable.
Did you see the shot tracer from his range session just with the driver? It was just freaking darts with the driver. Like, he wasn't.
His driver's on fire. Well, it has been since last week, watching all his practice rounds.
A lot of the players he's played with, obviously they're not going to say bad things, but like even some of the analysts that are not like the biggest Tiger fans are like, he looks like he's solid, like every facet of his game, short game, his touch, like everything's there. Tiger probably knows that course better than anyone in the world, which is another thing he has going for him. So yeah, I'm super pumped, really excited. Let's do this shot to kick off Masters Week.
Well, you know what? We might as well start doing some of Govic's shots for him because, I mean, he's not No.
He just missed this one. So
we're not doing his shots for him.
Actually, no, we're going to add 2. Let's add 3 shots to him because the 3 of us are doing a shot. All right. Cheers to Masters Week.
Cheers to
Welcome
Masters
back,
Week.
Tiger.
Good luck, Tiger.
Ooh. Tasty. Did you have a famous gross shot?
No, I had a Terramana tequila.
Oh, nice tequila. I like your style.
Yeah. So who else? Okay, so we got Tiger. Yeah, he's back. Okay,
hang on.
You know what?
Before we
Very exciting.
Just skip over.
We're not
Tiger.
done.
We're not done on
yet.
Tiger yet. Okay, we're not done. I got a couple notes here that we got to bring up. Here, okay, the first one is FootJoy. He comes out wearing FootJoys on his feet. Like, are you telling me that Nike, the biggest shoe company in the world, couldn't make a damn product to make this guy's foot comfortable? Think about this. He's probably the biggest celebrity right now on the planet that could sell probably the most products, and he comes out in FootJoy. Like, Nike dropped the ball here.
Is FootJoy a publicly traded company? We should jump on that after the exposure those shoes are going to get this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's a good thing. Actually, it's good. we should.
I'm sure it's part of like a group of something, but still, right?
Yeah, man. Like that's a huge thing. I think.
You're right.
I bought a pair of Tiger Woods Masters shoes. Maybe going back 4 or 5 years. They're the green Nike. They're white with green. The Masters green Nikes. I bought them because they're Tiger Woods' shoes, right? People buy his shoes. I bet you that you can't even buy FootJoys right now. They're probably sold out worldwide, man.
Everyone's
talking about it too.
Everyone's Googling that shoe, trying to figure out where they can get a pair of those.
Yeah, comfortable shoe. Oh, you got a bad ankle? Like I'm going to go buy some FootJoys right now.
Yeah. Because I also have a pair of Tiger Woods shoes. Super comfy, great shoe. But yeah, you're right. You figure they would have been able to, whip something up in the last however many months. They know he was trying to come back.
He didn't just go walk into like a shoe store and be like, oh, let me try on these 3 pairs. That feels good.
Yeah.
No. He
that
probably
guy's
had
so precise.
75 different pairs of shoes that Nike provided for him. He's like, no, these are all shit. I'm going to go put on these FootJoys.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge kick in the nuts, I think, to Nike.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What's your other note, or is that just the major one you want to talk about?
Well, that was one major one. Okay, another major one I want to talk about is have you guys seen the course adjustments that they had made this past year?
I have.
So the notable one that they made a few, at least 4 or 5 big ones.
What's the notable one for you? It's probably the same, but go ahead.
Mine is 15.
Same.
Yeah. So
they're
making 15 longer, 20 yards longer, and they made some adjustments to the fairway. But who gives a shit about that? Just that 15 yards longer. Now you're this week they were showing last Masters they had Koepka approaching the green. It's par 5, approaching the
like
green,
a 9 iron,
7 iron,
or 7 iron. Or I think Bryson was probably a 9 iron.
Yeah.
Maybe
now they're
one of those
using
rounds.
Long woods, like a 3-wood, 5-wood, which is a short green, and you don't want to miss that too long, right? So that's a notable change, I think. That's the
I really like that because, like you said, it's a notable dramatic hole. You have the creek in front, and there's water long. I think that's where Matsuyama went in last year, where we thought it was maybe going to turn for him, right?
And it's a scoring long. That's a big.
It is,
yeah.
But that'll it'll make them think about it a little more. Some of those guys are still going to be hitting irons into it, but it'll be longer irons where they won't be able to, stop them as easy as, like you said, like a 7 iron.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I think it was a great move.
Like in the practice rounds, Tiger was using wood
drama to it.
Green.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely going to add some drama to that hole in that closing stretch, especially on Sunday, where we hope Tiger is in contention.
Absolutely. Now that he's playing, do you think that you'd be disappointed if he doesn't win?
Doesn't even make the cut? Can you imagine?
No.
You know what?
He's in the tournament. I want this guy to win, man.
Don't even say that.
Pissed if he doesn't win.
Damn.
And then he's also in my pool.
But you know what? I'm just happy he's there. I'm looking forward to. I have the day off Thursday. I am gonna set my alarm. I'm gonna be waking up for like a tea time that I'm going golfing, but it's to go sit on the couch to go golfing with Tiger Woods to watch how he does. Really excited about it. And what else? You just brought up our pool, Mike. So why don't we, get into our picks a little bit there? I'll go first. So I got the first pick in our little Masters pool here. There's 8 of us, and it's a snake draft. So the 8th person gets to pick twice, and it goes back up. So by the time I'm picking my second player, the talent pool has diminished greatly. So I had a really tough pick at 1. I actually didn't want to get the first pick, but I went with Jon Rahm. He scored there well in the past. He was in the top 5 2 out of the last 4 years. He's already a major winner. So I wouldn't be surprised if he is in the mix on Sunday trying to get his first green jacket. But yeah, Mike, who did you take for your first pick there?
I had the 8th pick, so the last pick in our group, and I could barely contain myself anymore because I think you picked at 1 p.m. this afternoon, and I had to wait till like 8 p.m. this evening.
Yeah, we did this draft on WhatsApp where people were supposed to pick throughout the day. Well, after the first 4 at, like Mike said, at 1 p.m. when I was on lunch, it stopped for about 6 hours. So Mike had a long wait to make his selections, and I think he was sitting there patiently waiting to see who was available, right, Mike?
Exactly. And there were some great golfers, man. I wish I could have picked 5 at spot. But I went with so I got a snake, so I got 2 in a row, and I went with Brooks Koepka as my first pick. You know, he's back, he's healthy. Hopefully, he loves majors. And my boy Tiger Woods, baby.
That's awesome.
Because I couldn't let anyone else have him, and I knew if it went down and back to me, he was going to be gone. So
Absolutely.
I had to take him.
He would have been gone.
But there were so many good players. Rory was available. Spieth was available.
Yeah,
Big
I had
names, man.
Like, think about picking first, though, man. There's a lot of talent out there, and I actually wanted to go with Cameron Smith, who has been he's been playing some really good golf. He won the Players last month. And, you know, Cameron Smith is a guy, I don't know if you remember our past pools. I would always have him in my lineup. Pretty much every Masters and most of the majors, because he always seems to be around. Now the guy's 14-1, second favored golfer to win the Masters. Like, what the fuck? I used to pick him with my third pick.
He's won 2 tournaments already this year since January.
I know. It's crazy. And then
and
Scotty Scheffler.
Scheffler's won 3 of the last 5 or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's a tough one to pick. But
it's a tough one.
And then I went with. Oh, go ahead. Who was your next pick?
Who did I pick next? I have Louis Oosthuizen, who's always in contention at majors, but he never can get it done. I have Mark Leishman, who's same kind of thing. He's always in contention, and good Canadian boy Corey Connors, who had a really good tournament there last year. But yeah, so after the ROM pick, I tried to build my team for like the team score. So these guys, I think, will make the cut hopefully and post some decent numbers. Don't necessarily think either of those 3 will win, but crazier things have happened. So Mike, what do you have for your other picks?
Yeah, so my next picks, my last 2 picks, I went with who the hell did I go with? I had Bryson DeChambeau, who I know he's had some injuries this year. I know he hasn't been playing the best, but he can play well.
Yeah.
He has a cocky attitude at Augusta. Like, I remember him saying in an interview that his par at this course is a 68 and that, it's nothing to him. So I know last year he struggled there, and he was favored going in last year, I think, because he had won
and the distance factor too, like you said, right?
Yeah,
but so at where you picked him, it's good value.
Yeah, he was
where you picked him.
Yeah, exactly.
Else around there.
And then my last pick was my boy, my dark horse. The guy that I like is Kevin Na. Kevin Na, he can get it done. You never know. Don't count him out. And he's good. He's a good. He usually makes a cut and stuff. So
he's a good guy to have on your team in this kind of pool we're doing as well. Because like he was up there a little. He was up there kind of on the first or second page, wasn't he, for a bit last year? Or was it 2 years ago, the Masters?
I don't remember.
He was up there somewhere, not in contention, but he was scoring pretty well.
But yeah, the guys I wanted, I didn't get. I wanted speed. I don't know why. I have a feeling, man, that I don't know. I just like McIlroy this year, man. I don't know what it is. I know he's got major demons at this course, but he's had some major leads at this course, and he's grown, he's matured. You know, you said that now he's a father and married and all that stuff. I think that's good for him.
Yeah, you know what? He kind of maybe takes a little bit of the pressure off him. I watched his press conference. I just mean in terms of his golf, like he was saying about this tournament. He's like, 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said like my life wouldn't be fulfilled if I didn't like win this tournament. And now he's just like, I wouldn't say that now. It'd be nice to win, but I don't need to win, kind of thing. And that's what I meant when I kind of said it seems like he's lost that killer instinct a little bit, like that young killer who just was like, he wanted to murder golf courses and set records and this and that. But you know what? You could be right with that. A new perspective. He doesn't put as much pressure on himself and just goes out and puts together 4 rounds, right?
I think he won't have much pressure
on
him either, because now that Tiger's back, those crowds are going to be all around Tiger. As long as he's not paired with him, he's going to have. Usually he goes to him. He goes from Tiger to McIlroy, speed like those. Dustin Johnson. I saw McIlroy at the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay, and he had just as big, if not bigger, crowds than Tiger did, because Tiger was in dead last place.
Yeah,
but
going into that one bunker that no one hit on 18, the coffin.
Yeah. So I think that plays a role in this too, because he's not gonna have that kind of pressure. Everyone's gonna be looking at Tiger, looking at what's he doing. Where now I can silently come in there and just play a good game of golf and not have to worry about it. And I know that a couple of years ago he played with Tiger and he was like complaining. He said, "This is ridiculous. Like, how can you even play this kind of shit?" Right?
And he was playing with him at the Tour Championship when he got his first win since coming back to the tour. Remember that when fans stormed 18 and he was like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They almost got tackled.
I wonder though, do you think that these players like the McIlroys, like the Spieth, the Dustin Johnson, the Matsuyama, these big names other than Tiger, how when Tiger's not there, all the crowds are following them, and then the crowds are nowhere near the size, obviously. But now when Tiger's coming back, everyone's at Tiger. Do you not think that they're in the background being like, "What the fuck is this? Like, who's this goof?"
No, I think
come on.
I think they like it.
No, I think they all know who Tiger is. He's no goose.
They all like it. They all like it because, like you said, it takes a little bit of the spotlight away from them, and they can maybe quietly. I mean, there's no quietly at Augusta. Those roars, you can hear the roars. I've never been there, but you can hear them on TV. The roars around the course from different things happening at different times. And not only that, but the ratings, like everything about this is good for everybody on tour. So. And
if you think about it, like the last 2 years, well, maybe not in the last year and a half or half a year, but all during the COVID times, like there was no fans. The players were even complaining, like it was a different style of the game. You don't have
Rory actually was one of the one complaining.
Yeah. That was basically saying, they feed off of that
energy.
Sound. They feed, the energy, the crowds.
Yeah.
You don't have that. So obviously it's magnified even more when Tiger's on the course. But I think the crowds are not going to be a big issue for most players.
Yeah, Dan, real quick. I noticed you didn't come in our Masters pool this year.
Yeah, you know what, Ty?
You want to know
the reason?
Tell us why?
I'll explain you the reason. Because Mike's pick, Deshambo, and he talked about, the championship he won just before the Masters. And I'm like, oh, these guys do fantasy in golf. It can't be that hard. This is, a handful of big names. And I had number one pick, just like you. And I took Deshambo, who, again, was predicting to win the 68 is his par. Take him. He doesn't even make the cut. He was in the sand more times than I am on a golf course.
Whoa. I don't know about that.
I'm in the sand a lot, Ty, and I'm in the woods a lot. So I was like, who the hell is this guy? Maybe it's the black cloud. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I jinxed him. But you know what? I didn't want to come into the Masters this year.
Just taking a break.
That was definitely a young, like inexperienced, immature Deshambo speaking when he said that this par is a 68 for him, because you can see the Masters can change from day to day just on the weather, the rain, the whatever, and how these greens are going to run and how this course is going to play,
Yeah. Well, you know what, Ty? Because I did not partake in your guys' little fantasy pool earlier today. How about, for the sake of having a shot next week, maybe we can actually get Govik to do something.
Perfect.
One team, one player. I'll go first. I'm going to take my buddy, TaylorMade DJ, as my pick. Dustin Johnson.
Nice. Mike,
Ty, go ahead.
No, we'll give it to Mike.
Go ahead, Ty. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, I'm going to take, since you took him from me in the Masters pool, my boy, Tiger Woods.
I knew it.
That's why I tried to let you go first.
I know. I just wanted to see if you had the balls. But you do, clearly. You do. Okay, well, this is a tough one. There's a lot of good. Let's take three. How about that?
No.
One
player.
Best finisher
to win.
of the three.
They have to win it.
No. Or the top.
Just for a shot. Best finisher.
Yeah. Best finisher out of our picks.
Okay, I'm going to go with... oh, man. I can't pick him. I was going to go with Cameron Smith, but I'm not. I'm going to go with Justin Thomas.
Okay, nice pick. And you know what? Since Govik always takes the favorite, the outright favorite right now is John Rahm. So we're going to give Govik You're welcome, John Rum.
Cool.
They slayed the dragon! The brilliant best of Luka Modric is just too good for Scotland. Mario Mandzukic pounced, and England are hurt. Touchdown Seahawks!
It's time for Money Mike's UFC 273 breakdown, live from Jacksonville this weekend. It's a big card. We got 2 title fights. Why don't we just jump right into it, Mike, and tell us your thoughts and your picks.
Yeah, man, for sure. And thanks again. I am really loving this new nickname that you guys have given me. Or maybe I give it to myself. I'm not too sure. But this Saturday night, UFC 273, Alexander Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie. And there's 4 fights on the main card. I'm going to bet they're going to throw in a 5th fight, probably just a prelim, like one of the good fights from the prelims. That's usually how it works. But we'll talk about all 5 of these fights, and it starts off in the women's strawweight division. Mackenzie Dern versus Tishia Torres, and they are both right now, or as of last night when I checked these odds and I was doing some of my research on these fights, they were a pick 'em, both at a -110. And I've watched the odds the last week, and they've gone both ways from Mackenzie Dern being favored. There's a little bit to Torres being favored. I think actually Torres is a little bit favored today when I checked it again. She might be a -125.
I'll jump in here real quick.
Yep.
Sorry. Just because I just saw before we came on, I was checking it out as well. Dern is now a -115 favorite.
Yeah. So it's still really, really close, right? So I'd still call this a pick 'em. And so let's break it down. Mackenzie Dern, she is 11-2 in her last 5 fights. She's 4-1. And Torres, she's 13-5 in the last 5. She's 3-2. Now this fight is, it's one of those classic ones. I can see it only going one of 2 ways. Either Mackenzie Dern's going to get her down to the ground, and it's going to be jiu-jitsu, and she's just going to be able to submit her, or Torres being able to keep her on her feet, and she's going to pick her apart and go the distance, or knock Dern out. Mackenzie Dern has phenomenal jiu-jitsu. She's a world class. She's won world titles in jiu-jitsu, but I think her biggest problem is her wrestling sucks, man. Like, she's got, like, in the UFC 10% takedown, which is horrible. She has a huge following, and she had a huge hype coming into the UFC. She was kind of like one of those, like, Paige Van Zandt fighters that, like, everyone followed. She's a good looking girl. She's a huge following. Torres has fought huge names like, Rose Namajunas twice, beat her once. She's fought Zhang Wei Li, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and Jessica Andrade. Lost to all of them, but has gone the distance.
And those are all good fighters too, right?
So, yeah, man, huge names, right?
Some top
and
tier
Mackenzie
talent.
Dern this is a step up from Mackenzie Dern. She won her last 2 fights via submission, but in those submissions she got them basically the whoever she was fighting, one slipped, so she got on top of her, and the other one pulled guard against her. I don't think Torres is stupid enough that she's going to pull guard against Mackenzie Dern, knowing the class of jiu-jitsu fighters she's up against here. She's going to try to keep it on her feet. Yeah. She's going to, keep it striking, pick her apart. I don't see this going well for. I think these odds are skewed, and I'm going to go with Torres in this fight. And I think Torres is going to win it via decision. I think it's going to go the distance, but I think she's just going to pick her apart on her feet. I don't see her being dumb enough to want to grapple with Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah, so as long as she can defend the takedowns, keep it standing.
Yeah, I agree. And Torres has been taken down, but again, against world-class wrestlers, like, in the wrestling of Dern is just not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, I probably will. I don't think I'm gonna bet this fight. I don't know, just like you said, it's kind of stylistic matchup. I agree with you though, Torres. I think she could keep it on her feet and win it that way, but I don't know, man. Dern, I have 4 of her last 6, I think, are by submission. So I don't know. It might be interesting to throw a little submission prop bet down there. You think that's probably the only way she wins, eh? If she submits her?
Yeah, I mean, her striking has improved, but I don't think it's to Torres level yet. I mean,
Yeah.
And I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to be betting. I'm going to bet this fight, and I'm going to bet. I think we're getting a deal here on Torres at a minus 110. I think that she's gonna take this fight.
Nice. All right. What do we got next?
Yeah, the next fight's in the welterweight division. We have Gilbert Burns versus Kamzat Kimiyev, a fight that I've been wanting to see for a long time. I'm pretty sure everyone has. And another guy that has a huge hype and a huge following, this Kimiyev. In 4 fights in the UFC, he's only eaten 1 strike. That's like unheard of. He's only been
insane.
hit once in 4
crazy
fights. The odds in this are pretty ridiculous. Like Burns is a plus 225. Kimiyev is a -1 or minus 575. Those could have changed. Do you have the odds in front of you right now, Ty?
Kimiyev is minus 575. Burns is plus 395. What I saw.
So they're changing a bit, right?
Yeah, but they are ridiculous. So like this card, for the most part, you'll get into the other ones, but there's some big lines favored.
There's big favorites,
in
this one for sure.
These 3 fights.
But yeah, so this one, Burns is a step up in competition to Kimiyev. I don't think that Kimiyev is going to be able to get out of this fight without taking a hit, right? I think we're going to see him get hit more than once in this fight for sure. You know, Burns, he has great wrestling. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt. But you try to look for a path to victory for Burns. It's hard because we haven't seen any weaknesses in Kimiyev's game since he's been around, right?
Yeah,
he's got phenomenal wrestling, phenomenal striking. There's not many holes in this guy's game. The one thing we haven't seen is can he eat a punch? So I think he's gonna. If Burns wants to win this fight, he's gonna have to knock him out on his feet. I don't see him going the distance and wrestling with him. Not a chance. Staying on his feet and striking with him, not a chance. He's gonna have to catch him, and it can happen. That's how I think I see it. But I see that this is also a fight for Kimiyev, where he's starting to call for belts and he wants money and he's the gangster and this and that. He wants a title shot. He wants to be the top of the food chain. So he's gonna have to come out here and Burns is, I don't know what he's ranked, but he's up there. He's definitely top 10. He's gonna have to come out there and make a statement. And I think he's gonna do just that. He's gonna knock this guy out in the first round.
Really?
That's what I think.
Holy. Nice. So the odds are justified, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Minus 575. Because I
was
make some
better money if you bet that.
I was actually going to ask you about taking Burns with the odds. Does he have a
lot
chance?
of people are saying that everyone's counting Burns out of this fight. Yeah. Everyone is, including me, because I don't see it. I don't see a road to victory for him. But I mean, Burns looks great. You see him training. You see him in the lead up to this fight.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's kind of just one of those plug tests for this. Kimiyev is going to set up a big.
He's the next guy in line to move him up the ladder, right?
Exactly. Well, if he wins this fight, I think he's getting a title shot. He'll be fighting Usman. Yeah, and that will be huge. And
if Burns pulls it off, you think he'd get a title shot as well?
Yeah,
it's kind of like a title eliminator.
I do think he would. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. I was actually thinking of maybe placing a bet on Burns just because of the odds. Like I'm not liking these big favorites right now for betting purposes here. Even
if you were going to take underdogs, I would of this card. I would probably go to Burns. That's probably the best bet I would think, because we just don't know how he's going to react to, or Kimiyev's going to react to
getting hit in the face.
Getting hit, right? Probably doesn't like it too much, I would assume. But the next
fight,
we're
going to co-main, right?
Yeah, co-main event, the bantamweight championship of the world. This is a fight that we've been waiting for. Like I swear, it feels like it's been a year and a half since we've been waiting for this fight. We have Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan, and Sterling is a plus 350. Yan is a minus 450. Ty, you can correct me if those are changed much. But
I think Yan's even more favored now. I think money's minus 525 for Yan.
So Yan opened when this fight was announced at a minus 250. So you can see where the money's flowing, right?
Yeah.
And we'll break it down real quick. Sterling is 20-3. He's 5-0 in his last 5 fights. Jan is 16-2 and 4-1 in his last 5 fights. One loss, obviously, being to Sterling due to a illegal knee in the 4th round of their last fight. So, I mean, you look at this fight, you know why the money's going to where it is because everyone sort of watched their last fight, and you saw Jan absolutely demolish Sterling for 4 rounds. I don't think you might be able to give Sterling round 1, but even at round 1, at the end of round 1, Jan knocked him down. So I don't. I would have still given that to Peter Yan. And Yan historically always starts really, really slow. Like he sort of comes into these championship 5-round fights slow, feels his partner out for the first round, and then he's got this tempo.
And he gets better as it goes on.
Yeah, for the next, for the 5 rounds, and just push that pace. I don't think that I liked Sterling's game plan of the last fight. Seemed to be like he was trying to finish him early, which I think is the wrong thing to do against Peter Yan. Just the fact that he's got that ability to pick up his game, keep that tempo, and apply the pressure. And he seems to get even angrier and angrier as the fight goes on, which is why he threw that illegal knee, I believe. But everyone knows that Jan is winning that fight. And I don't see how it can be any different.
This time around.
I think this time around, Jan finishes this fight in the 4th round via TKO. That's how I think it's going to go down.
Nice.
I don't see any unless he gets lucky and catches him.
And it's been a little while, and he could have rounded out his game a little bit there, Sterling. I don't know. The odds makers definitely know what they're talking about, though. With these with these lines. So.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah. No. Like I said, I would normally be probably parlaying a few of these favorites, but like with the money line how they are, it's just not even worth it.
You got to pick some rounds and some.
Might have to be that type of
take Dern for you like Dern, so take her for a submission. It's only she's probably gonna win it.
Yeah, win by submission. I kind of was looking at that one already, but yeah.
What's the odds on that?
Plus 175. So it's all right, but it's
still not that great.
They think it. I know,
because that's how she's probably gonna win it, right?
Exactly.
But the main event on the card is the Featherweight Championship of the World. Alexander Volkanovsky versus the Korean Zombie. Volkanovski is the heaviest favorite on this card at a minus 800 versus the Korean Zombie is a plus 550. Those similar now?
Yeah. They're similar.
Yeah. So Volkanovski is 23-1, 5-0 in his last 5. The Korean Zombie is 17-6, and he's 3-2 in his last 5. The odds open for this fight at Volkanovski was a minus 330, and the Korean Zombie was a plus 270. So you can again see where the money's flowing just because they've seen this guy fight, right? I do feel like the odds are a bit disrespectful for the Korean Zombie. I think you're getting great value at him at these odds because he does like to push the pace and bring a fight. He's going to bring a fight. This is not going to be an easy walkthrough for Volkanovski, not at all. And that's the thing. If he thinks that it is going to be just an easy walkthrough, that's how he's going to lose his fight, I think. But this fight was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be Max Holloway and Volkanovski 3. Yeah. And, the last time we saw Volkanovski fight was against Brian Ortega. It was a great fight. You got to give it to Ortega. He's
hung in there.
I think, he hung in there, but he lost a fight, 50-45. The Korean Zombie lost his last. He lost to Brian Ortega 50-45. It looked absolutely horrible. He did bounce back and have a good fight after that, but now here we are. Now he's fighting for a championship. Volkanovski is the complete package. He's got great stand-up, great wrestling, great takedown defense. He pushes the pace. He's got huge volume. If you're going to go in there and you're going to outmatch Max Holloway in volume, that's crazy. And he did it twice.
For sure.
And probably going to do it the third time. I think I would take him if in the trilogy bout, which I don't even know why they would do it, just because the last one was kind of controversial.
Yeah.
But I just don't see the Korean Zombie being able to compete with Volkanovski. I don't see too many paths to victory other than the one I just sort of said, that if Volkanovski is sort of taking this fight lightly and thinks he's just going to walk through him. I do think that the
Which
Korean
I don't
Zombie-
think he will, though.
I don't think he will. He's got that championship mindset.
They're already talking about him being one of the best featherweights of all time. Like he's in that category. And
Oh, hell yeah. For sure.
Keeps getting these wins.
Yeah.
Like you said, dominating against Holloway, who was so good in that division. One thing that's pretty crazy I read that I forgot about is the Korean Zombie there. He stepped away for 4 years for military duty in South Korea. Do you remember that?
No, I don't, but that's pretty crazy.
It's insane, right? So we saw him fight in Seattle years ago, I remember. One of those Seattle cars we went to. But yeah, I was doing a little research as well. And he fought for the title back in 2013 and lost. Can't remember who he fought, but after that, he was gone for 4 years, fulfilling a military duty in South Korea. It's pretty wild.
Crazy.
I know. And now he's back fighting for the title again. So good for him.
Unfortunately for him, I'm not going with him. I'm going to take Volkanovski, and I actually think he's going to go the distance. I think he's going to win it because, like, these championship bouts, people don't like to say die, and I don't see, like I said, the Korean Zombie is going to bring it, and so is Volkanovski.
He's a super tough guy that I could see hanging really tough, in there as well.
Super tough. So I see it going to a decision, and I see the Volkanovski. I think he's going to win it. Here's a bet for you. He's going to win it 50-45. Unanimous decision.
a dominant win for him.
He'll win every round, I think.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it here first from Money Mike. Dan, do you have anything to add to this breakdown of Mike's here?
Wow, guys. I've just been silently listening, taking my notes. They are here. I did not do a good job last time. I was, back and forth, too busy thinking about my pick that I wasn't listening to Money Mike with his predictions and his breakdowns. So I sat here, I took it all in. I got Torres, Kimiyev, Yan, Volkanovsky. I'm going with those four. And I hope that, Money Mike is right with his predictions. You
might bet 1,000 on this one, my friend.
now are you parlaying that or betting them individually, Dan?
I'm gonna parlay it.
It makes the most sense.
Bank. I mean, it sounds like obviously the odds are, like you were saying, there's a lot of big gaps in between the odds on most of the fights. So yeah, I think the only way you're gonna be able to make some decent return is on parlaying it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to parlay those 4 fights, and I can't wait to see how I do.
It's
Mike, I know you accept tips, and I can't wait to tip out.
Yeah. I can't wait to accept them, my friend. But yeah, no, I'm super pumped, man. I can't wait. It feels like it's been a while. It has. It's probably been a month at least, right?
Yeah.
So since we had a numbered card, so I'm pretty pumped.
Yep, this Saturday night, it's going down. It'll be good. And we will recap that card next week for you guys, too.
Well, we got the World Cup draw. I know last week we were talking a lot about Team Canada, almost, 36-year drought. Finally made the World Cup in our lifetime that we're all going to be able to watch and see. And this past week, they had the draws. So I know we were all talking about the draws, the groups. Some of the groups still have to be sorted out and figured out due to the COVID and pandemic and delay of the games, blah, blah, blah. But most of the groups are set. Canada drew Croatia. They drew Morocco. And Ty, what was the last one? Belgium. Yes. What do you guys think? I know Govik is not here to defend his team, so let's talk about Croatia while we can.
I think Luka Modric is gonna bounce. Canada's in, baby.
Yeah, well, Dan, looking at this group, it's a little intimidating when you think of the last World Cup, right? So Croatia was in the finals, obviously. They lost, but still, they finished second. Belgium actually finished third in the tournament. I don't know a whole lot about Morocco. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how well they have, showed at these major tournaments in the past. But, any team that qualifies for the World Cup is not going to be an easy team to play, right? Like this is it. They got through CONCACAF and qualified, like you said, first time in 36 years, very exciting. But now we will really see if they can shock the world, surprise some people.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. Again, I'm not going to change my point. I'm not going to change my view. What I said last week. This is going to be a real eye opener for Team Canada. They, like you just said, they're playing the runner up in the last major tournament. They're playing Belgium, who surprisingly, we were having this chat the other day. Like Belgium was ranked number 1 for the longest time on the world rankings. They haven't won a major tournament in I don't even know when was the last time, but they're on, the number 1 rank. You got Croatia, a solid team. I think the only thing right now that I can say that Canada has going for them is they're young. They are a young team. I think the average age is about 23 years old, if that. Davis is supposed to be coming back in another month or so.
Yeah, he'll be back for the World Cup.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
So no, but the main thing is like having more time to train. He'll be back with fire.
Yeah.
He'll be getting into game day shape so that come the World Cup, he's ready to go. Yeah, but true. I'm definitely not getting my hopes up. It is still a long mountain for them to hike up on the world stage, playing against the teams that they're going to be playing on against. I mean, Jamaica, top of my hat, sure, they're a team that has always been the running qualifying.
They did finish first in their qualifying group with Mexico and the US in there, who have both represented this division
again,
of the World Cup for years.
older teams. Yes, they've been on the world stage. The US has been on the world stage, but again, they're getting older. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm for sure going to be watching the game. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be probably the next best thing since we had the Winter Olympics here in Vancouver. Just to have a team to cheer for on the world stage. So I'm excited to watch it. But Team Canada definitely has a few good years coming ahead. We were talking about a tie with the next World Cup hopefully being held partly in Canada and the US. They're definitely
it is. We just don't know whereabouts exactly yet, but it is North America or whatever, or Canada, US, Mexico, so North America. But
do you guys think that they feel any pressure now that the Canadian women have won the World Cup?
I don't think it's added pressure, but I mean, it's definitely nice for the men's program to finally get into the main tournament for the first time in decades, right? But I really would wish Govik was here to, pick his brain a little bit. Like, is he going to rep his city, or is he going to, rep his homeland, his country, or
I'm pretty
country,
sure
or
he's going to be repping his.
They ought to play, obviously, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Should
so
be interesting.
It's in the group stage.
So what I mean by rep your city is. Chris lived in Edmonton for a while, so we always bug him, like, is he an Oiler fan or is he a Canuck fan? So when he was there, we would say rep your city. So I guess, you know what? I think he said last episode he was going to go with Canada, or he was hoping they wouldn't be in the same group.
As soon as he's lying. There's no way he's going for Canada when Croatia is playing. Maybe that's a bet that we can have. Let's make a bet right now. We'll make a bet for next week. What jersey is Govik going to wear?
Well, he only has. You can't even buy a Team Canada jersey right now because they do such a terrible job like marketing their stuff. So,
what do you mean? So. You can't find one?
Well, they just recently got a bunch of merch out there, and it's like T-shirts that are like $60. You can't get like a Davies jersey or a David jersey, or they're all like they've done a terrible job at that. They're pretty sure they're going to be in mass production now, leading up to the tournament in November. But
I got
still. You. And I will say one thing though, back about you're talking about older teams. Croatia is an older team. How old's Modric now? That guy is up there.
I don't even know if he's actually playing. To be honest with you, he might be.
He was old as shit in the last tournament.
Yeah, he might not even be playing.
I think
I just said that because he's in our that thing that Chris put in there. Luka Modric's pounce in England are hurt.
That was pretty good, Mike. That was pretty good.
I'm like, who the hell is Luka Modric? What the hell is this?
But yeah, Dan, regardless of, like, if they might not have much of a chance. Like they're kind of playing with house money in a way because they qualified. They can go make some noise. A lot of people will think they're going to have a lot of pressure on them, but I kind of think the opposite. I think it's just like, they've done something they haven't done in a long time. Go see what happens. Go have some fun and prize some teams.
Yeah, making it to this stage is the win for us for sure.
Yeah.
If you score a goal, if you get a W, it's just going to be added to that.
And it builds, Sunday. Like you said, Dan, it builds momentum for the next World Cup, which is going to be in North America. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we'll have a game in Vancouver. We'll see how that plays out. But the team's really young, and it's a good learning experience, regardless of the results, to hopefully prepare them a little better for 2026 World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. 4 more years, they'll be in their prime.
So Dan, you were talking a little earlier during the master segment there about why you didn't want to come in the pool. The black cloud took over and this and that. But you know what? I got to give you some credit. We went to the Whitecap game on the weekend. And what happened? Why don't you tell everybody? I'll let you have your moment here.
We did, Ty. And you know what? You know very well. A lot of people that know me know that I hate the Whitecaps. I don't enjoy going to the games. As someone who has played soccer for a long time, I don't find it, a good, entertaining game to watch. I know Mike hates soccer in general, of any level.
But dude, they have beer and alcohol there. It's a good time.
That is normal. You got me with that. Anytime a game is on the weekend, Ty, where are seats? How much are they? And where's the beer garden? That's the only thing I'm interested in. And the seats that you found, wow, they were on literally the field.
Yeah, that is an awesome section.
That was from, I know we say this every time we experience something wild. It's like, we're from now on not watching the game unless it's this experience.
Yeah, Mike, it's literally on the field. You're actually on part of the turf. It's standing room right behind the players' benches. We have tables there. So it's essentially like we sit out in the concourse sometimes if the game's crappy with our beers and bullshit. We do the same thing, but we're pretty much in the game. We're just a little short fence away from being on the field and subbing in. They were freaking awesome, man.
How much are these seats?
They were $30 each. Cheaper than sitting down. Yeah.
Really? And it was good. Yeah. Like you could see the game well, or you guys didn't watch the game?
Did you not watch our live stream? We posted on our social media there, man.
Yeah, I just saw you walking into the stadium, drinking a beer and a photo of a beer.
Did you not see how close we were? We were walking down the tunnel.
They're really good. I don't know if it was just because it was a crappy opponent. Like I don't know a lot about it, and the Whitecaps haven't been that good lately. That's what I was trying to bring you in there for, Dan. You broke the curse. We went to a game, the home team won, and they got their first win of the season. And to top it off, I bet on them, and I had no idea. I was just like, I'll throw a little bit of money on there because we're going to the game. So it was a trifecta there.
Talk about the odds stacked against the Whitecaps. You got, Ty, you're betting on them. The Black Cloud is literally, you can't get any closer without getting arrested. That's how close I was to their talk about the pressure. But it was awesome. It was fun. It was good. Good.
I'm not going to lie. That was probably the most fun I've had at a Whitecap game since, Mike, the opening season when we were at Empire Field there.
That was a good time. Yeah, that was a good time.
See, that's the problem, I think. Like we talked about it a little bit with one of our friends that, just the atmosphere. BC Place is way too big for, a league or a team like that. Like
Empire felt, we were talking to Leonard Doozy, remember, on the field. You have that
even, it's a great atmosphere, good energy. Even everyone stomping on the temporary seats. You remember that? Like the whole place was rocking. It was loud. And that's the type of arena.
Yeah. It was outdoors. It was lucked out for weather. Yeah. I'll say that as well.
Hey, BC Place has a hole in the roof. Sometimes they open to let in a few shadows of sunlight in there. But yeah, no, anyways, I would definitely recommend the Landing if you guys want to go check out a Whitecap game. I'm not sure if that price is all the time. It might vary based on the team coming to town. I'm sure like a Seattle Portland rivalry game would be big, or obviously Toronto, stuff like that. But no, it was a lot of fun, great views, and yeah, good time.
All right, guys. Well, you know what? It's that time. Bodog Junkies Lock of the Week. Mike, what do you got?
This week, I'm going to go with a fight that I already brought up. It's UFC, the first fight of the week of the evening, Dern versus Torres. And I feel that these odds are skewed. I don't think that Torres should be. I don't think this fight should be a coin flip. I think that Torres is the better fighter, and I think that she's going to win this fight. So I'm going to go with Torres at these odds at like a minus 110 or somewhere around there. I'm going to be betting it, and I'll probably bet it to finish. Bet it to go the distance, and she'll win a decision.
And
Good
Ty,
stuff.
What's your lock of the week? I'm sure.
Okay.
Let me guess. You're gonna go with the golf side.
You know what? I'm gonna go to golf. I wouldn't call them the locks of the week. Okay, it's very tough to pick a golf tournament winners. Okay, like it's a big field, lots of things go into it. So I'm gonna give you a few like value picks. If you just want to get into betting the Masters a little bit, you could put $5 on a few golfers and potentially win a couple hundred. Okay, so first and foremost, we're throwing $5 on our boy Tiger Woods. 40-1, pays out $200 if he wins. You know, it's $5. You never know.
I'm going to do the same, because if we win it,
happen.
I'm going to buy you dinner with that $200.
Perfect. I like it. I also have Jordan Spieth to lead the first round of the Masters, to be the first round leader. $10 pays out $250. And I also put $10 on Brooks Koepka to win. He loves the majors. He always shows up, plays his best golf. He essentially says he only wants to, he tries during majors, which is a weird thing to say, but yeah, he puts all his effort in there, always shows well. He should be in contention on Sunday. So, just a few casual bets, and you can turn it into a couple $100 here or there. Dan, what do you have for us?
Well, you know what? I believe in Money Mike. I believe in his predictions. I patiently and attentively took down my notes. I'm going to put my lock of the week as my parlay: Torres, Kimiyev, Yan, and Volkanovsky parlay. I'm locking it in. Oh boy, Mike, I'm going to be jumping for joy. I'm going to be throwing some tips.
You're probably not going to be doing too much, because it's not going to pay huge for you.
Well, guys, that's the end of episode 52. Thank you so much for tuning in for 52 weeks, 52 episodes. We've enjoyed every minute. We've got another 52 weeks ahead of us. Exciting weekend coming up. I know Masters Week. We got UFC. If you haven't joined Bodog, now is the time to do it. What better way? Tiger's back. Check out our links, social media. Everything is on www.westcoastsportsjunkies.ca. You can find the Bodog link. Set up an account, $400. Bodog will match $400, and bet on Tiger, bet on bet on Brooksy, bet on whoever you think. Lock in Money Mike's picks on the UFC. You got our Bodog locks of the week. Let's make some money together. Have a good week, everyone. Mike, Ty, we're wearing red. I hope Tiger's back. I hope he wins the Masters, and next week, someone's owing some shots. Have a good night, fellas.